And then, like I said before, we set up the VPN connection. VPNs allow a secure, cost-effective solution that will allow access to all network resources at any site location. In our testing environment, we set up a VPN using a persistent connection between all sites located in the forest. We chose to use the PPTP protocol. One of the benefits of using the PPTP protocol is that it does not require a certificate infrastructure. It relies on a user's logon credentials to establish trust, to connect the tunnel, and create encryption keys for the session. PPTP can also be used along with NAT with no modifications required for either the client or server. Regarding our recommendations regarding the use of proxy server is to use the third-party proxy service. This will minimize the amount of administrative effort required. By using the service, you transfer the burden of updating potentially harmful or inappropriate websites away from your administrators. You also shift the accountability, liability, and responsibility to the third party. To make this service available, we configured a GPO for Internet Explorer to point to the third-party server. We believe that the use of this service is cost-effective, with prices ranging from $900 to $1,100 for a 2-year subscription. Since we have outsourced some of your IT responsibility, you are now able to devote more of your time to your in-house users. Here is Tyler Davis to discuss some of the tools to help monitor and manage your network resources.
All right. With Server 2003, you get some very nice tools to use. One of those is the Performance Console. From here, you can monitor just about anything and also set alerts on those. We recommend using the Performance Console to set an alert of 70% for the processor. So if the processor went above 70% usage, it will send a designated IT staff member an alert to whichever computer he or she is using at the time. We have also decided to utilize remote desktop. So the IT staff can remote into any server from wherever they are at to adjust the server or to fix something that that's broken. They can even RDP from home if needed. Since RDP is only needed to log on to the server and run maintenance, we saw no reason to use a terminal server. We did see the need to upgrade security into the physical security room. We recommend going with a biometric fingerprint scanner. It's extremely accurate and requires little to no training to use. Cost would be between $200 and $300 depending on which model you decide to go with. There's no need to modify the existing doors, just install the new locks. Since access to the server is going to be more secure, remote desktop is going to be the most efficient way for your IT employees to work on the servers. And here to talk about our user scripts is my colleague Jennifer Johnson.
Thanks, Ted.
You're welcome.
Alright, for the implementation of Active Directory purposes, it was just easier to be created a batch file to automatically import all the users in Active Directory. The format for users is the last name and first initial. In case of people with the same first and last name, we're gonna add the middle initial at the end of the first initial. In groups, your organizational units are accounting, which is the ACCT, the computer services for CS, distribution for DAST, HR, we combined sales and marketing, and then research and development. We also we created a batch file to make the public folder available offline. In case the network is down, users still have access to the network resources. I'm going to turn it over to Ben Ingram now, and he's going to discuss the importance of policies.
Jennifer. The policies we've implemented and recommend that you implement are for security, productivity, and manageability. We recommend the policies for your organization so that your IT department will have the least administrative effort as possible. This will allow your organization to continue to run smoothly while you do grow and change, as we know AFP will. To implement the policies, we used Group Policy Management Console from Microsoft. This was in order to have a graphical user interface to view and maintain the policies easily and efficiently. The group policies for all users were added to the organizational units, and then subunits were made or blocked for managers that needed more detailed and finer control. For all user policies, everybody gets audited for success and failures at logon. The default group policy refresh rate is for 15 minutes to make it an easy implementation for any critical updates that are done through group policy. The name of the last user will not be displayed. That is for security purposes. Non-company personnel warning. Any non-company personnel or anybody actually trying to access the network will receive the warning. Non-company personnel are not authorized to use the network. We did initiate roaming profiles through group policy and a password policy that we will go into more detail in a little bit. General user and employee policies, we wanted to recommend that you block the shutdown option, hide the desktop tab, and prevent changing wallpaper to help increase productivity. Blocking shutdown would particularly help the IT department. The management policies is the same as the all users, with the exception of shutdown is not blocked for managers. The desktop tab is not hidden, and they may change wallpaper as they so desire. The IT management policy, IT of course has full control. They are able to log on to all computers should they find the need to do so. And there is a custom IT delegation to the managers, which will allow them to add, remove users, computers, and group objects for when they get new employees in their department. They can have them up and working immediately. Our password policies, they do have a minimum character set at 8. Password history was set to 12, so you cannot use the same password within a 1-year period. They must change passwords every 30 days. The minimum password age of 5 days. They would have to wait 5 days to change it again if they so desire. If there's an unsuccessful attempt to log in with a bad password, there's a lockout threshold of 3, at which point the administrators, or as we said we can, and have delegated use or this policy to the managers, so managers can unlock as well to lessen the load on your IT department. And there's a reset counter there for 30 minutes.